Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Rabbi.
We are learning Mishna Gittin, Parakeh, chapter 5, Mishnah Vav, Mishnah 6. We began the Mishnah yesterday, and we'll just read from the beginning and then get to the new part. The law of Sekrika did not apply in Judah when people were getting killed because of the war. But from past the time of those getting killed because of the war, then the law of Sekrika we're about to do applies. Sekrika were these non-Jews who used to seize land on the threat of death. And when people were getting killed in war, meaning because of the Roman conquest of Yerushalayim and Yehuda, Jewish blood was permissible to, Jewish blood was spilled with impunity. So then, in that situation, when a Sekrikan would take your land on the threat of death, you gave it over full-heartedly, and therefore the Sekrikan actually acquired it. It was after that period of time where, again, by the threat of death, you gave him the land, but because there was no more permission to kill Jews, at that point of time, people, even when they gave up the land, they didn't give it up wholeheartedly. They were considering the possibility of getting it back, and therefore the Sekrikan never really acquired it. So now the Mishnah says, Ketzad, how is this? What exactly is this law of Sekrikan that we're referring to? So the story is like this. Lokach, and again, this is talking about after the time after the war, where there was no more permitted to murder Jews, and therefore we say the following: Ketzad, Lokach misekrikain, a Jew, bought it off this Gentile thief. That's the story. The Sekrikan took it from a Jew, and now another Jew bought it off the Sekrikan. V'chazar v'lakach mibal habayis, and then make sure that everything is kosher, at least in his mind. He went to the original owner, and he made a kinyan, and he acquired it from him too. Now, it's important to know, as we're going to see, that what we're talking about here is that, again, you bought it off the Sekrikan, which means you paid him too, probably, and now you're going to the original owner because you want to make it kosher, you want to make the sale a real sale, and you go over to him and you make a kinyan with him. You make an acquisition. And that's all you do. You didn't pay money, you made an acquisition. So the Mishnah halacha is mekachai batal. The whole sale is void. It doesn't count. Why is that? Because, as we said, at this point of time where it was forbidden to kill Jews, when the Sekrikan will want to take away the land from a Jew by the threat of death, the Jew would give it to him, but he wasn't wholeheartedly giving it to him, and therefore the Sekrikan never really acquired it. So now he went and sold it to a Jew. Did the Jew acquire it? No, the Jew didn't acquire it. The Jew didn't have the ability to acquire it because it didn't belong to the Sekrikan. It still belonged to the original person. So he can't buy it off the Sekrikan. Now, but you tell me, yeah, but now he went to the original owner, and he bought it off, and he made it, and he acquired it from the original owner. How about that? That also, we say, doesn't work. It's void. Why? Because the original owner is only agreeing to you, right, to allow a kinyan to be made, an acquisition to be made, because he's scared that if you don't agree to him, and the Sekrikan finds out about it, who sold him the piece of land, the Sekrikan is to come after you. So therefore, there's a certain point of time where you're still going to kind of be bluffing things in order to make sure you don't get into trouble with this guy, the Sekrikan himself. Now, what's interesting is that, I'm going to read to you here from the notes, the Mishnah speaks of a case where the buyer did actually pay the original owner for the field, but just made an act of acquisition for it. If he did pay, meaning when he went back to the original owner, he paid him. Not only make acquisition, he paid him. Then it is his to keep, because the owner's agreement to the sale was presumably sincere. This is very interesting. If you take the money from the guy, that means you're agreeing. That means you're really agreeing to it. If you don't take the money from the guy, then already we say you're just continuing the bluff to keep this Sekrikan off your back, literally. But if you actually took the money from the purchaser of the Sekrikan, you took from that Jew, you took the money from the Jew who purchased the Sekrikan, then that means you agree to it, and it's a good sale. So that's the law of the Sekrikan, that the Sekrikan took it, sold it to another Jew, you went to the Sekrikin, then you went to the original owner, doesn't work. However, let's say the order was different. You first went to the original owner, and you acquired it from him. And then you went and you bought it from the Sekrikin, then the sale works. Because when you went to the original owner first, there was no pressure there. You never dealt with the Sekrikin to be worried about him. So you went ahead to the original owner. The original owner agreed. Fine, he agreed. There was no pressure for anything there. The Sekrikin wasn't even involved. I mean, he took the land, but he wasn't involved in anything about any sale for this piece of land. And therefore, when you go first to the owner and you acquire it from him, that means, and the owner agreed, it's a good sale. Now you got to make sure you go to Sekrikin and get him out of the picture. So you go and you buy it from him also. But the point is, though, since you went to the original owner first, therefore, in that situation, we say that the original owner had no pressure that he had to just bluff the sale. He agreed, so it's a good sale. Now the Mishnah veers off into a similar kind of case. Now, the part of the Mishnah is talking about the following. We know that after a husband passes on or divorces his wife, the wife is entitled to a ksuba. And in the situation, and sometimes the situation, which is what our Mishnah is talking about, where the husband actually takes one of his fields and he designates that field as the source of the payment for the ksuba. If you're going to collect your ksuba, this is the field that you're going to collect your ksuba from. Okay, he doesn't just leave it up to the whole estate, but it's a specific field that he designates. This will be the source of your payment for your ksuba, if that ever comes up. The halacha is that when a husband does that, he's not allowed to sell that piece of land without the permission of his wife. Once he designated that field to her ksuba, she gets rights in it, and he cannot take it away from her without her permission. So it says the Mishnah like this: Lokach mino ish. A person went to the husband first, and he bought that land. That land was designated for the ksuba. He bought it from the husband. Did the husband have a right to sell it at that point of time? No, he didn't. V'chazav lokach mino isha. And then he went, and he purchased it, and he bought it from the wife. Meaning he went to the woman who has the rights here to stop the sale. First he went to the husband, and then he went to the wife, and he purchased the rights from her. So what's the halacha there? Mikacha batal. This sale is void. It doesn't work. What do you mean? You went to the wife, and the wife agreed to it at the end. So what's the problem? The answer is because in the situation of the woman, because you went to the husband first, and he sold it first, then she knows that he wants to sell it. So when you come to her, she says, yeah. But she doesn't mean it. She's trying to make her husband happy. She doesn't really mean for it to make the sale. And therefore, it's void. Min ha'isha v'chazar v'lakach min ha'ish. But if, let's say, you first went to the woman, and you said to her, I want to buy the rights to this field, to buy it. She says, fine. V'chazar v'lakach min ha'ish. And then he went and he bought it from the husband, who is, the actual owner of the field. Then mekachai kayim. Then it stands. Then it's a valid sale. Because when you went first to the wife, there was no pressure, I want to make my husband happy. You never dealt with the husband yet. That means you went straight to the wife first. You asked her, can I buy this field? You give her something for it. There's a kinyan there. Also, he purchases her rights in the field from her, and he gets it from her. She agreed. And then he goes to the husband and buys it. It's a good sale. There's no point here that she only said yes because she wanted to make him happy. At that point, the husband wasn't involved in the whole story. You didn't even go to the husband yet. The husband didn't say anything yet, didn't do anything yet. And therefore, that means that she agreed to this guy to give up her rights to this guy. Then he went and he bought it from the husband. And the Mishnah says the sale stands. Okay, we will continue tomorrow, Mitzvah Hashem. Have a wonderful day.
You have to have a clear title.